lot of drivel has been written about this car. Jeremy Clarkson stalled one in the middle of London and, after failing to restart it, took revenge by writing a scathing piece for the Sunday Times. Quentin Wilson expressed his genuine surprise on camera after spending time with one and was branded a sellout as a result. Thing is, none of this is really necessary. The MG6 is the first product of the new MG Motor Company since it began life under Chinese ownership, but it was entirely designed and engineered at MG's technical centre in Birmingham, where final assembly also takes place. Available in both saloon and GT fastback forms, it features thoroughly modern and rakish lines, complemented by sharp shoulder creases and flared front wheel arches, and it's a look that's particularly well resolved at the front. The interior has been given a healthy dose of sporting elegance, and the heated leather seats of our test car are both comfortable and supportive. While some of the plastics might not be the last word in terms of quality, there's a well-judged use of aluminium trim and other finishes. The controls for the ventilation system are well sited, while the audio and navigation functions are controlled via a colour screen to the left of the instruments. Rear seat passengers are well looked after, with the extra body length of the MG6 allowing more room in almost all directions than most of its rivals. The seats can fold forward to create more cargo space, and this increases the already vast 490 litre boot to a total of 1,379 litres. Two engines are available, starting with a 1.8 litre turbocharged petrol with 160 PS. More interesting though is the 1.9 litre turbo diesel fitted to our test car. Developed in-house by MG, it produces 150 PS and 350 Nm of torque, enough to complete the 0-60 sprint in 8.9 seconds. The on-paper stats only tell half the story though, as this is a real gem of an engine. Although peak torque arrives at 1800 RPM, this is a diesel unit that offers surprising flexibility below that, and it will pull cleanly in 5th gear with just over 1200 RPM showing on the clock. On the road, this makes it a very forgiving power plant. It's surprisingly refined too, although it's unquestionably a diesel on start-up. On the move, engine noise is well insulated, even as you press on into the outer reaches of the rev range. In fact, MG have managed to instill the 6 with an appealing Bassy exhaust note. The 6-speed gearbox offers quite a satisfying shift action, although our preference would be for a slightly shorter gear lever to add to the sporting theme. You'll likely still find yourself changing down for a corner though, not because you have to, but because you want to. In fact, our only complaint with the drivetrain is a slight vibration through the pedals on overrun that becomes evident when decelerating through the gears from speed. MG have clearly hired some first-rate chassis engineers, and the result is steering that responds in a very linear fashion and a front end that turns in keenly to a corner. Part of this stems from MG's revisions to the chassis and suspension to suit the diesel engine's extra weight, and this level of attention to detail pays real dividends for the 6. Body roll arrives so calmly and progressively that your passengers won't notice you pressing on through a set of twisties, and there's impressive motorway stability too, although the larger 18-inch wheels of the top spec models can grumble over coarse surfaces. In short, the same engaging demeanour that we discovered in the new MG3 is just as prevalent on the MG6. Prices for the MG6 GT start at £15,455 for the 1.8 petrol and £16,995 for the 1.9 diesel, with our top-of-the-range TSE pegging out at just over £20,000. It's well equipped with heated leather seats, European navigation, reversing camera and climate control, among other goodies, and while we couldn't match the government economy figure of 57.6 mpg, we had little trouble maintaining a 48 mpg average. The MG6 then is the sort of gentleman's sporting express that you'd expect to see steaming its way at speed towards Brands Hatch to watch a day's touring car racing, and after spending a week with it we came away with a strong admiration not just for what MG have achieved so far, but what it also might mean for the future. Oh, just one more thing. If your name's Jeremy and you stall it again, just remember you need only slot the gear lever into neutral and the MG6 will restart itself automatically. It'll even display a helpful reminder in the instrument cluster if you forget where neutral is.